Death, an escapable reality. Death is not scary. The goal of our lives is to move towards death. The scary part is that between life and death. We as human beings, we tend to fear death. Many of us is troubled and anxious when we are talking about death. But we should accept that we humans are moving towards death due to the fact that being human is having the possibility of dying. Humans are finite being. In other words, we are mortals. What makes us mortal? Humans are mortal because we are going to experience death. It is difficult to grab this existential condition because we all know that no one died and came back to tell the experience. It is easy to say that we are going to die in the near future, but we meant not now and not in the near future. We are now embracing the meaning of death as we invade the fact that there is always a Our evasion of the reality of death pull us away from being our actual self. We are tempted to think of having an inauthentic life. How can we say that we are having an inauthentic life? We die, and that is inevitable. And the more we deny the fact that human beings are beings that move towards death, the more we are denying our actual self, which is being a human. The more we deny our own impending death, the more we are straying away from our actual selves. As stated by Voltaire, the human race is the only one that knows it must die, and it knows this only through its experience. I appreciate that being mortal makes you see things in a different light than if you are an immortal. What do I mean when I said death gives significance to life? I meant that life and death is like two kids constantly playing in a seesaw. They are both existential conditions that gives meaning to each other. Both death and life is needed for us humans to exist. I fail to understand why don't we see the importance of death and we blindly look at them as one. We are just enjoying and fearing everything, and the time we will face the final destination, which is death, we are now regretting for not living and fearing everything. And we failed to realize that we didn't have enough time. How can you say how much time is the enough time? We didn't accept death, that is why we didn't have the capability to enjoy the presence of our loved ones and others. Ecclesiastes 4 verse 2. And I declare that the dead who had already died are happier than the living who are still alive.